Good evening and welcome to the PM edition of News Updates on 247 Connect. Now to the details of the stories. In beginning today's stories, Superintendent George Asare, one of the senior police officers implicated in the plot to oust the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufo-Dampare, has accused the former Northern Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bugri Nabu, of inventing stories against him. Appearing before the committee probing the leaked tape on Monday, September 4, Superintendent Asare stated that some of the comments attributed to him are the invention of Bugri Nabu and not directly from him. Meanwhile, he claimed that he went to Mr. Nabu's office on his invitation after the former MPP Northern Regional Chairman informed him that the government was scouting for a new IGP and asked him for recommendations. Now, away from that, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Ministers of Lands and Natural Resources and Food and Agriculture are expected to participate in the Africa Climate Summit 2023, which is being held in Nairobi, Kenya this week. The summit, which will take place from September 4 to 6, 2023, is expected to provide an opportunity for African leaders to support ideas that drive climate resilience, adaptation, and mitigation efforts. Meanwhile, many stakeholders are eager to see solutions and action-oriented goals outlined in the Nairobi Declaration, which is scheduled to be adopted on the final day of the summit. Now, a third-year mathematics student of the Akente Apia-Minka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, Prosper Owusu, has died after his body reportedly caught fire during a hall procession at the school. The chief priest of the Opokuwari II Hall caught fire, was severely injured, and subsequently died while performing rituals on August 25. Following the incident, some students at the school are of the view that authorities should not prohibit such practices since they are a source of entertainment. However, others have strongly called for such acts to be stopped. Now, the minority in Parliament has suspended its planned protest against the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, following a court ruling. The court, hearing a police application to injunct the protest over security concerns, adjourned ruling on a preliminary objection raised by lawyers of the MPs to Friday, September 8. However, the MPs, led by NDC's Director of Legal Affairs, Godwin Edoji Tamaklo, raised objection to the capacity of the police to institute the action on their own accord, and according to him, per Article 88, Clause 5 of the 1992 Constitution and the State Proceedings Act, it is only the Attorney General that can institute the instant action.
And now, let's do some business news. Interest rates continue to surge on the money market, signaling an increasing cost of domestic debt. According to the latest results by the Bank of Ghana, interest rates went up across the yield curve at a rate of highly patronized 91-day bill shooting up to 27.3% from 27.02%. This is coming after the government forced rate down in March 2023 following the completion of the phase of the domestic debt exchange program. Meanwhile, the government recorded about 15.10% oversubscription of the treasury bills target to the tune of 3.52 billion cedis. All the bids tendered for the auction were accepted. Government has achieved a 95% participation rate across its three latest debt exchange programs. The Finance Ministry revealed that in the first program, which focused on pension funds, nearly 95% of eligible bondholders identified by the Central Security Depository participated. Pension funds agreed to exchange 29 billion Ghana cedis out of the existing 31 billion Ghana cedis bonds for new notes maturing in 2027 and 2028.
And now, away from home, let's do some foreign news. More than 40 people were injured in Taiwan after Typhoon Haiku ripped across the island, uprooting trees and forcing thousands to evacuate. The storm, which made landfall on Sunday on the east coast, was the first to directly hit the island in 4 years. Amid torrential rain and high winds, 2 people in a mountainous region were hurt after a falling tree hit a car. According to officials, dozens of thousands were injured, mainly by falling debris, but so far, there are no reports of major structural damage. The leader of Gabon's military junta, has vowed to return power to civilians after free, transparent elections. However, in a speech after being sworn in as interim president, he did not give a date for military rule to end. Jonn led last Wednesday's coup against Ali Bongo, toppling the president shortly after he was named winner of a disputed election. Crowds of cheering civilians turned up at the inauguration. The coup was welcomed by many eager for change. However, some say Jonn Nguema's rule will be a continuation of the 55-year Bongo dynasty. Player for Panama's national football team has been shot dead in the city of Cologne. Gunmen opened fire on a group of people, among them 26-year-old Gilberto Hernandez, who had gathered in a building in the city. Hernandez died and 7 others were injured in the attack. It is not yet clear if the footballer, who also played for Club Atlético Independiente, was the target of the shooting or what the motive was. There has been a rise in murders in Cologne over the past months as 2 rival gangs fight for control of lucrative drug smuggling routes. Besiktas centre-back Daniel Amate has been ruled out of Ghana's final 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against the Central African Republic with a hamstring injury. The 28-year-old has been a key fixture in the Black Stars team. His absence means there will be changes in the central defence. Chris Hughton announced the Black Stars squad for game on Sunday, with the former Leicester City defender not included. Ghana will host the Central African Republic in their final Group E game at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium on Thursday, September 7, 2023.
And in entertainment, Barbie has officially become the year's biggest box office hit after the doll's big screen earnings overtook the Super Mario Bros. Movie's total. The Barbie movie, which sees Margot Robbie's titular toy swap her pink fantasy home for the real world, has now made $1.38 billion globally. That has taken it past the $1.36 billion taken by the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Barbie has also helped the US summer box reach $4 billion mark for the first time since the pandemic. The 16th Headies Awards was held at the Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center in Atlanta, USA on Sunday amid pomp and pageantry. The event, tagged Celebrating African Renaissance, was hosted by Nollywood actress Osas Ighodaro and American media personality Terrence J. Young Jonn, Wande Coal, Kcee, Black Sherif, Asake, and others thrilled the audience with electrifying performances. Rema won the Best Male Artiste of the Year award, while Asake walked home with a brand new car after winning the highly covetedness-rated category. Black Sherif, the Ghanaian sensation, also clinched the award for the West African Artiste of the Year.
And that's all for today. Have a good evening.